Hello, everyone. I'm Maddox Brown with New England MMA News, and I'm here with Jake Caskey. How you doing, Jake?
Good, brother. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming on the show. Since you're new to this show, we're gonna start how you got into the sport of MMA. How did you get into this sport?
Oh shit. So I've wrestled for 20 something years of my life, and I had a pretty decent wrestling scholarship to go to college and wrestle, and I pissed away all those opportunities, being an idiot. So I came home from school, I left early, and I was kind of kicking around for a few years, wasting time. I knew I'd always wanted to fight, like as a kid, man. I remember watching like Matt Hughes back in the glory days, and he was a wrestler. And I remember thinking, like, I could do that shit, that could be me. So I was back home doing nothing, wasting time, and finally bumped into Billy Goff at the gym one day, and I'd seen a few of his fights. And I ended up asking him, like, hey, man, you want to work in together? Knowing I was about to pick his brain and fucking try and get into fighting. So yeah, long story short, the next day I was at the Rough House, and that was 7 years ago, and haven't looked back.
How did you find your the gym you train at currently?
So I like I said, I linked up with Billy. He had been training at the Rough House. He'd come up from from there. He had trained there as a kid, and I told him like, "Hey, man, I was thinking about checking out this one gym over here." And he's like, "Nah, nah, nah." He's like, "We beat the piss out of those guys. You got to come to the Rough House." And yeah, been there ever since, bro.
Now we're gonna get into your upcoming fight, which I'm really excited for. You're fighting Fred Allen Safira at Cage Titan 68 for the amateur featherweight title. What do you know about Fred right now, and how do you see this fight going for you?
Oh man, this is a great fight. What do I know about Fred? I know that he can fucking fight, man. I know he's a great fighter. I know he comes out of a great school. He's a cartel guy. I know that he fights well moving backwards. I know he's got good cardio. I know he's fought tough opponents, like this is like the exact kind of matchup, that I've been dying to get. Like this is a real test. You know what I mean? And what was the second part of that?
How do you see this fight going for you?
Oh yeah. The important part. Yeah, man, it's gonna be, a typical Jake Caskey fight. Like I'm bringing violence, and I got nothing bad to say about the kid. You know what I mean? But I don't see it going the distance, and I don't see him. I don't see him stopping the wrestling. I don't see him out striking me. I don't see a facet of the game where he's going to do better than me. You know what I mean? So I kind of see the fight going however I want. When I want to shoot, I'm going to shoot. When I want to stand and trade, I'm going to stand and trade. So that's kind of my views on it.
What weaknesses do you see in Fred's game, and how are you gonna plan to use them to your advantage?
Mm. I don't know. Weaknesses. I don't know if I see. Everybody's got weaknesses. I'm not looking for weaknesses in his game. You know what I mean? I am preparing like he's already a UFC champion caliber fighter. You know what I mean? I uh I feel I don't know. I haven't seen him in person. I feel like I'm gonna have a little bit of a size advantage on him, but that doesn't mean shit. So yeah.
What do you think will be your keys to victory in this fight?
Keys to victory. We're gonna bring that dog out. That's gonna be the key to victory, man. It's hopefully it's gonna be a fucking war. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's gonna be like one of those Cage Titans classics, just one of those all time fights. I really could see it going that way. So I think keys to victory, man, is just digging deep and pulling that dog out. That's it.
What do you anticipate will be the toughest challenge Fred will present to you in this fight?
Toughest challenge. He's I've watched his fights. He likes to bait guys into pressure and forward. He likes to catch guys on their way in. I don't see that being an issue for me, but I see him wanting to dance around the cage a lot. So I could see me getting to him, taking some time. But, you know, he could hear that and be like, "No, fuck you, Jake Caskey," and he could just come meet me in the middle of the ring. It could play out 100 different ways.
Who are going to be some of your key training partners in this camp?
Oh man, key training partners as always: Billy Goff, Austin Shala, Eric Zane, Randy Francis, Jared Sweet, all these guys down at the Rough House. You've got uh I've been doing a lot of training with my good friend of mine, Jojo Gonzalez, who's another name in New England MMA on the rise. So I've been all over. I've been getting a lot of looks from people.
How do you think your past fights have helped you prepare for this fight?
Oh man, the experience in the past fights, or the experience I've gained from my past fights is just immeasurable. Like this is only going to be my sixth fight, and every time I step into that cage, man, it's I feel more at home. I'm more comfortable with what I'm doing. I try to tell these guys, like, don't wait too long to fight me in my career, because by the time you get to me, man, you are not going to want to fucking fight me. So just getting more and more comfortable in the cage, more at ease with everything, and that only produces better results.
What does it mean to fight for this Cage Titans title for the first time?
Oh man, it means so much. It means so much. Like I understand that it's only an amateur title, but Cage Titans I've had all my fights with them, not for lack of trying to fight other places. It's always just fallen through. But from the start, bro, Cage Titans has taken such good care of me. They have promoted me an out of town guy, you know what I mean? They've Mike Pulver and all the staff, they bend over backwards to help out the fighters and to be available. So, having the opportunity to fight for one of their belts and to represent their belt, especially after, I called for this. I wanted this. I saw the vacant belt. And even if it wasn't vacant, I look at myself as one of the best guys in New England. So to be able to call for it, get the shot, and, have everything kind of flowing the way it is feels awesome, bro.
Do you have one final message to Fred Allen Safier before you guys get locked in the cage together?
Mm. One final message for Fred Allen Sphere. Man, I hope you're showing up to fight, buddy. I hope you're not showing up to point fight and to fucking dance around and run away and try and win on the scorecards. You got a lot of decisions, brother, and I'm trying to not have a lot of decisions. So I hope he's coming to meet me in the middle. And truly, I think it's going to be a great fight. I think he's going to be well prepared. I think we're going to clash. And I think, like I said, it could be one of those Cage Titans classics.
So, speaking of that, what should the fans at the Plymouth Memorial Hall expect from Jake Caskey on November 9th?
Plymouth Memorial Hall knows what to expect out of Jake fucking Caskey. I am bringing the violence. I am bringing a show every time. I'm bringing excitement. I am putting asses out of seats. Yeah, people talking about, oh, I'm trying to put asses in seats. I'm trying to get asses out of seats, bro, with the way that I fight. And Plymouth knows. They've seen me many, many times now. And man, I'm bringing another one, baby. Let's get it.
So, now we're gonna get into my last couple questions. Who is your biggest role model in the sport of MMA, if you have one?
Oh, biggest role model in the sport of MMA. Man, I already mentioned him once, but Matt Hughes, man, he was the all American wrestler. He was that guy, and he fought that way, and he was just like a gritty kind of blue collar guy. And I really identify with that shit. And he's the one that made me want to fight. Watching him.
Can you share the most memorable moment of your career so far?
Mm. Most memorable has to be, my last fight, the knockout finish against Ryan Kennedy. who, props to him. That was a great fight up to that point. But holy shit, bro. That is an addicting feeling. Like, I think I got out of the cage. In the first words I said to somebody, I was like, bro, I'm screwed. Like, I'm gonna be chasing that high the rest of my life. So, yeah, as of yet, that knockout finish.
What is Jake Caskey's MMA Mount Rushmore?
Oh, MMA Mount Rushmore. Oh, shit. Well, John Jones is on there. Connor has to be on there for what he did, for the sport. Man, this is tough. BJ Penn's up there for me for what he did for the sport as well, especially, bringing it out into Hawaii and getting it as popular as he did. Who else? How many people are on Mount Rushmore? Four or five?
4.
uh, four. Who's the last one? Man, Pereira is up there. He's a new one, but oh my God, man, that guy's resume is crazy right now. So yeah, he might be up there.
That fight last weekend was crazy. That thing.
Dude, that was nuts.
Yeah, it was crazy. I've never seen a fight like go that way because he was losing too
He
until
was, bro.
until
And
about the end of the third, and then he got his momentum.
and you could tell, bro, that dog was out in him. When he got dropped, he came right back to get it back. Like that was I like seeing that side of Alex.
If you could compare yourself to any animal, what animal would it be and why?
Mm, God, a dog. Easily. Easily.
If you could fight anyone in the world, past or present, who would it be and why?
Fight anyone in the world. Oh. Oh, damn. See, I could like put some real time and thought into this question. If I could fight anybody in the world, who would it be? Uh, Whoever was the guy that came up with the concept of a 9 to 5 job. I'll fight that guy. Whoever did it first, I'm gonna find that guy and fight him.
Which is one person from your gym you would go into a zombie apocalypse with?
Man, does Dexter count? Dexter is himself a weapon. He would probably take out countless zombies. Billy is a great companion. Billy would be a great asset in many ways. But then again, you can't leave out Randy Francis. That dude is a like critter of the woods, and he's got some knowledge on some shit that would probably come in handy. So I don't know. I could probably take any of them.
Do you have any special shout outs to sponsors, supporters, and teammates before I let you go?
I do. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors. Uh, Tomorrow's Trees down here in Connecticut, as well as Sadie's Family Trees LLC. I got two tree company sponsors. They are both some of the greatest down here in southeastern Connecticut. If you need any tree services and you're in the area, please don't hesitate to hit either one up. And a huge shout out to my sponsor, Raise the Standard, company owned by a very close friend of mine. And I am so happy to finally be officially representing their company. And yeah, if there's anybody out there that's watching this that would like to, sponsor the boy, I am taking applications. Don't hesitate to reach out.
All right, thank you for coming on. It was a pleasure to have you.
All right, brother. Thank you very much.